Hey guys, good morning. It's Jay Temaat here, and today we're going to go back into our series about talking about artificial intelligence and how you can utilize this for your insurance agency or for your finance business. Today we're going to talk about data security, in particular PII and SPI. PII is personally identifiable information, and SPI is sensitive personal information.
Hey guys, it's Editor Jay here. I wanted to step back for just one quick moment and clarify. Yes, in this video, we're going to talk about the business risks and the legal risks for your insurance agency or finance agency. But most importantly, the reason why we're having this conversation is to protect our customers, to make sure that their information is safe and that we are being good stewards of what we have access to.
As we're moving into this time with artificial intelligence, we have to be cautious putting information into an artificial intelligence platform that might not necessarily be compliant. And so what I mean by that, there's been a lot of stuff on the news lately where companies are now banning ChatGPT and other artificial intelligence platforms because the employees are taking large amounts of proprietary data and they're putting that into the artificial intelligence to utilize it, and ultimately it's a data breach. As we continue and progress, we're going to need to make sure that we have the conversations and make sure that they are well aware not to put any sensitive personal information or personally identifiable information into the computers. It's going to be important. Ultimately, this comes down to a protection for you. As the business owner, you need to make sure that you are reducing any legal exposure that you can, and letting your teams use artificial intelligence is an exposure. So it's our job as business owners to mitigate risk and to make sure that we are putting ourselves in a good position so that our business can be successful and not experience financial loss and financial hardship as a result of people putting in bad information into artificial intelligence. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure we have that conversation with them and just set the parameters really clear. So I'd like to give you a few quick steps about what you can do to implement a process in your office to make sure that this information is being used still in a compliant way and a secure way for your customers. So step one is going to be have a conversation with your team. Open the door for this conversation. You don't need to hide and pretend like nobody's using artificial intelligence. They're using artificial intelligence. It's a thing, and it's just going to become more common. So first thing I'd recommend doing is open up the conversation with your team. Let them know that you are aware that artificial intelligence is out there and that you don't have a problem with them using it. The other portion of that is giving them a platform to use, because if everybody's using a different platform, then there's no consistency and you really don't have very much control over that. My recommendation would be to select a platform. The platform that I recommend and that I use is called Notion, and we're going to do a video on that a little bit later. But Notion is a really great platform that integrates artificial intelligence, and it doesn't have a lot of limitations. But one thing I would say about Notion is that it's really good about organizing data and information. And as the business owner, if you set up the master account, anything that is done within that Notion page is yours. And so you're maintaining ownership control, and you can also see what edits were done in the past. The second step is going to be setting clear parameters for your team to make sure that they know what they can put into artificial intelligence and what they cannot put into artificial intelligence. So a good example would be you are welcome to give a general outline of an email, or potentially copying and pasting an email into Notion or into a artificial intelligence software to write a response. But you'd want to make sure to remove any sensitive personal information or personally identifiable information like their name and any policy numbers, account numbers, anything like that. It's going to be really important that we scrub that information. So it's our job to make sure that we do that we do our part. So the next thing I'd recommend that you do is set a privacy practice. So one thing I'd recommend you do as well is create a standard operating procedure for your business and how you utilize artificial intelligence and what is allowed and what is not allowed. Everybody's going to have some parameters that are a little bit different than the others, and that's okay. Most importantly, we just want to make sure that the information that your team is getting is consistent and ultimately that they're staying compliant, because that's what this is about, is we want to make sure that they are compliant when using this technology. So next we're going to talk a little bit about the risk of what can happen when you put personally identifiable and sensitive personal information into an artificial intelligence platform. There are lots of companies out there that are utilizing and creating these AI platforms. And when you put some information into that, it's not necessarily that a human will be looking at that data, but that data is recorded and that data is saved. And so one of the things that makes ChatGPT so successful is that it takes the information that it has already learned and it uses that information to generate new responses. We're away from the time where you are generating a question, a query, and it is giving you an answer, it's giving you search results. We have left that time, and now we're in the time where it is generating search results. So by training this large language AI with information that you might not necessarily want to be public, that is going to save that in that artificial intelligence, and it could potentially pull from that in the future. Now, that also has to do with trade practices. If you have a practice in your business that is proprietary, it's not something for the public, it's something that you should definitely be keeping to yourself. You might not want to put that in artificial intelligence either. Will somebody go and grab that data immediately? No. But could that artificial intelligence generate information about that topic using the information that you submitted? Absolutely. So it's really important that we're diligent with our information that we put into artificial intelligence platforms. Ultimately, we don't need to be scared of it. We just need to know how to use it well, and we need to provide clear direction for our employees and for our teams so that they know how to utilize this artificial intelligence, how to push the envelope but not push it too far. Because as we are learning this, things are going to change, and it's important that we are on top of it. So, hey, if you don't mind, please take a quick minute just to hit that like button and just drop me a comment. Let me know where you're at or what kind of artificial intelligence you are using and how you're using it. Engagement really helps. All that being said, thank you guys for taking a few minutes to watch my video, and I will see you guys in the next one.